Hi everyone, this is Erin from Sandpaper Road, and welcome to the 2 and 2 for 22 fall kit. This is a kit that you can purchase over in the Sandpaper Road shop, but what you're watching today is the free video tutorial portion of the kit. So you can check out the links below, head on over to the shop, you can pick up your kit, and let me show you what we're going to be making. We're going to be making 2 cards and 2 scrapbook pages with this kit. Here is the end result from the contents of the orange polka dot kit. And you can see the orange polka dot paper. Aren't they nice? So nice, perfect for fall, really lots of different occasions. So those are the 2 cards with the orange polka dot kit. And here are the 2 scrapbook layouts for the orange polka dot kit. You can see that I just put the word title here so that you could see that's where the title would go, but obviously you would put your own title in. You've got the orange polka dot here, and then the other items included. You could put a photo here, journaling here. You could put either a third photo here or more journaling. Now, if you choose to order the brown fall floral kit, here's how your projects will look at the end. So here are the 2 cards. You can see they look relatively the same. It's just that in place of the orange floral, orange polka dot, I'm sorry, that was here and here, you've got a brown fall floral pattern instead. Beautiful. You'll also notice that the cards look a little bit different because on this one I chose to add some white acrylic paint just because that's what I like around the outside edges, and this one I didn't add that paint. That part is totally up to you. These are super easy to make, and I guide you through every single step to make both or all of these projects. So here's how the 2 cards look with the brown fall floral, and then here's how the 2 scrapbook layouts look with the brown fall floral. You can see that, again, this was something that I just did to demonstrate. I just put fall. You could put whatever title you want there. Or you could put it up here as I did in the other one. But they look relatively the same colors and everything. The only thing that's different is that this has a brown fall floral instead of the orange polka dot. On the brown fall floral kits, your journaling card, which comes, no matter what kit you order, your card will come with a quote on one side and a journaling space on the other. If you order the brown fall floral card, your card, or the brown fall floral kit, your card will be a vertical card. And then you'll be guided to put your photo mats horizontally. And if you order the orange polka dot, your card will come horizontal, and you'll be encouraged to put your photo mats vertically. That is totally up to you. And there's no rule that says you can't turn the paper for your photo mats any way you want. But that's just the way I guide you. This tutorial is going to guide you through step by step making the 2 cards, and the 2 scrapbook layouts. And I'm going to use the brown fall floral in the tutorial today. So let me show you what comes in the kit when you order the kit. Your kit will come in a pizza-sized box, not ever used for pizza, I might add. And when you open it up, you're going to see that, first of all, this box is great for storing your project while you're mid-project, okay? And then you can use it for storing other mid-projects as well. But I put everything for you in a nice shopping bag, also to store stuff as well. As a crafter, you kind of know oftentimes you're mid-project and you just need something to store it in. So again, for this tutorial today, I'm using the brown fall floral, but again, there's the orange polka dot option as well. So when you open it up, every kit is going to come with the instruction sheet that I don't know what I just did with. Here we go. Okay, this instruction sheet will be in your kit right like this. Okay, I just didn't have it in this one. Okay. So you'll get an instruction sheet, but honestly, if you're watching this tutorial, you will not need the instruction sheet. It's just good to have, especially if you're going to try to use your own stash after the fact to do something like this again. You're going to find that you have 2 sheets of 12 by 12 white cardstock. You're going to have 1 sheet of craft cardstock and 1 sheet of white cardstock, and both of these are 8.5 by 11. You're going to have a packet of goodies, and hold on a second on that. Here you have, let me turn this over and start from the back. You have all of the scrap pieces from when I die cut the leaves for you. I thought I'd just include them. One of them we'll use in the kit, and the others you can use for other projects. Oops. Same with this piece. I used die cuts to cut out your scalloped circles, but I thought why not just give you the scrap anyway, and you could use this side, or you can use this whole thing down on another project. Yours will, if you order the brown fall floral, will look like this, and if you order the orange polka dot, it will be the orange polka dot, obviously. 2 6x6 pieces of the pattern that you ordered specifically. Your journaling card, which again, because it's the brown fall floral, this is a vertical card, and yours may have a different quote on it. Again, if you order the orange polka dot, your card will have a horizontal journaling side and a horizontal quote, just to keep in mind. You'll have 2 blue photo mats sized to fit 2 4 by 6 inch size photos. You're going to have a photo frame that can be used for journaling. I'll guide you through how to use this in the tutorial. 2 envelopes that will fit your finished cards. 2 pre-cut card bases. These are A2 size cards. And then you've got 2 panel pieces. These are going to be the same pattern no matter which kit you order. Inside of this little bag, I'll just pull everything out here. Okay, some sequins that are getting stuck to the adhesive. I don't know how many sequins I put in everybody's kit. I just put some. Enough for you to use on these projects and a few more. 2 Celebrate stickers. Some green ribbon. 2 strips. We should have 9 yellow leaf die cut shapes. Please, please be careful when you are working with these. These stems, remember this is just paper, and these stems are really fragile. So just be careful when you're working with these, okay? 2 blue scalloped pieces of this pattern number 1. You should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scalloped shapes, 2 large, 2 medium, and 2 small. You should have 3 scalloped shapes of whatever color of the kit you ordered. So the brown fall floral kit obviously will have this pattern, a small, medium, and a large. And 1 piece of double-sided red foam that will be used for the project. So you can have your instruction sheet handy, or you can just set it to the side and follow along, and let's get started. Okay, we're going to get started on step 1. First, you find the two 12 by 12 cardstock pieces and you lay them next to each other on the table so so that the pages touch each other. So you've got one big scrapbook page looking thing, okay? Now, it might be wise, depending on the kind of cardstock that is included in your kit, if you just take a close look and see if there's a texture or a pattern with it. I don't think there is, but if there is, you want to make sure you've got the same side, okay? And then you want to locate the two 6 by 6 squares. Again, I'm using the brown fall floral, but you might have the kit that has the orange polka dot. But either way, there's two 6 by 6 pieces into your kit. And we're going to mount one square on the center of each of these pieces. Now, you don't have to be really super exact like that, measuring and stuff. You can if you like. But we're just going to go ahead and mount them right now, just using some what is this, some score tape, okay, right onto the scrapbook pages. This is going to go so quick you might not even need to look at your instruction sheet at all. Okay. And again, if you have a tape runner, that's fine. Okay. So just in the center, now I'm going to give you a little trick if you're one of those people that you just have to, no matter what, have it in the center of your paper and you just won't rest, but you hate to measure. Your base cardstock, your base white cardstock is thin enough that you could actually just go like this and just pop a little crease right in the center and unfold it, and do it the other way and line it up real good and just pop a little crease right in the center and fold it. And then you've got a center mark right there that doesn't really disturb the rest of your cardstock. And then you can lay it right down just like that. Okay. And we'll repeat that on this side. Okay, oops, got a little bit happy there with the adhesive. There we go. Now, because this is score tape, seriously and truly, I probably don't need to use quite this much. It's a really, really, really strong tape. But whatever kind of scrapbooking adhesive you like to use is fine. I'm not going to do that creasing thing with this one. I think I'll just eyeball it and I'll be happy with that. There. And that looks really good. Okay. Now next we may want to use a little, I'm going to leave this here, but just kind of scooch it over. This next part, you may want to try first with a little bit of scrap paper, okay, just to get the idea. What we're basically going to do is take a journaling pen or an ultrafine Sharpie or whatever kind of thing you use to journal with in your scrapbook pages or write with. I like the Micron pen for scrapbooking. Maybe you have like an ultrafine Sharpie. I don't have an ultrafine one. Just whatever you use, right? Now we're going to draw lines or doodle or add faux stitching, like drawing dash lines. And we're going to do that across the edges of both pages. We're going to treat them as one long horizontal page. Now you can choose to doodle up the sides as well. I did that on my sample layout with the orange, but your instruction sheet says to treat it as one long page. And here's what I mean. Let me get this out of the way. So we're going to doodle, you know, maybe you want to doodle like that. This is just my scrap paper. Maybe you want to do some dash lines like a faux stitching. Maybe you want to do just some imperfect looking like triple lines, you know, and we're going to do them all the way around like a big border. I sometimes like to do like 3 loops and then a little squiggle and then 3 more loops and then a little squiggle. That's sort of what I do a lot of, with really no pattern whatsoever. So all these things are fine. And, you know, I'm going to say this. Don't worry about making it look so perfect. I mean, these hand-drawn lines are meant to look imperfect to add to the look and the feel of this layout. So yeah, don't worry about that, okay? Now, here's what I'm going to do. How am I going to do this? I'm going to do this side first, okay? And I am going to do just my squiggles. Just really no... I just kind of let my hand go loose, and when I feel I'm getting close to the corner, then I do that. Now this is going to be the tricky part because I want it to go across the whole page. Let's see, can you see the whole page? Yes, you can. Okay. I'll add one more here. There's 2. Pick that up. Okay, turn that. Again, you practice on scrap paper first if you want. Again, if you want to just do the dotted lines or just straight lines, sometimes that looks really good. Okay. How did I mean to do that? I meant to go like this. That's why it looked funny to me. There. And there it looks pretty good. Okay? Now once you do that, maybe, you know, you might want to add some ink to the outside edges. You could just leave the pages as they are. So if you are going to ink, you know, this would be the time. Let's see, what are we going to do here? I think I will add some, I guess just brown. Should I just add brown? Maybe I'll add the, well, I'll tell you what. Maybe I'll add the yellow. Okay, and I have some Distress Oxide Ink and Fossilized Amber. It's just what I pulled out of my drawer. You could use any kind of ink you want, or no ink at all. This would look just fine with no ink at all. And I have a blending tool. And I'm just kind of going along the edges. Okay. Right? Like that. Kind of just go like that. I was trying not to do it on the table just because I didn't want to have to clean the table. But I think it looks better with that little bit of a drag right there. Again, totally an optional step, especially if you're just starting out maybe and you don't have a lot of ink or any ink at all. Maybe if you are just starting out and you have ink, but you really never thought to use it like this, you know, maybe give it a try. It's definitely not going to hurt anything. Or give it a try on your scrap paper and see if you like it. My table has like a heat resistant and ink type resistant surface, so I can just wipe it clean. That's why I'm doing it right on my table. And there we go. Okay, we're treating that as one long scrapbook page. Again, on my other sample one where I use the orange, I did it up the middle, and you'll be able to see the difference there when I show both designs at the end. So now we're gonna locate the scalloped circle cutouts from pattern paper 1. Again, this is depending on which design that you ordered, and we're gonna lay them out all around the pages. Now again, you can definitely lay these in any arrangement that you want. Just kind of experiment with the look and the feel of how you want the pages to be, you know. The one thing I will say is that you'll notice on this pattern with the scalloped circles, you'll notice there's a vertical line pattern. Whatever way you decide to put your circles, you should probably, to make it pleasing for the eye, put them the same way in terms of the vertical lines. So if you want, let's say you just like the look of that, you want the vertical, you want them to be more diagonal, well then do that on all of them. Put them all so that, see the vertical lines there? And you could put them wherever you want on the paper, but it's going to look, see how they all look kind of mishmashy because the lines are different? Just look at what a difference it makes. They're in the same spot, but I turn them so that vertical line is all going the same direction. You see that? So however you're going to do it, just make a decision. I'm going to put mine vertically. Okay. Also, it's something nice to consider, but if you're putting one of the scallop circles here, like against this brown or against your 6x6, it's kind of nice if you can line up one of these lines that's in the vertical pattern with the edge. It's just something nice. Makes the eye, it makes it feel real, same here, you know? Just see how, you know, you can put it where you want, but just make it a little bit pleasing to the eye. Keep that vertical line going. Okay? And we'll just, I think I like the look of that. And I think I like I think I like the look of that. And then this one, let's see. I think I want this blue. I think I want this blue coming up out of the top. I think I like the look of that. This, I think too, I think I'm going to have this blue on the outside. I think I changed my mind here about this. Okay. Because there's going to be so little of that bluish teal color that I feel like when we go to add our extra things, it's going to cover up some. So, okay, good. I think I'm pleased with that arrangement. I know it doesn't really look like much, but I'm pleased with that. So when you're pleased with your arrangement, you can go ahead and adhere your circles. And if you want, you can pause the video here. I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on all my circles and stick them down to the page. Of course, I lift it up, then I forget where I put it, right? I'm going to highly encourage you to use your phone and take pictures as you go of your layout. So once you get something laid out, you know, so that you don't pick it up and forget exactly where it was, just snap a quick picture of it. Now, I know this doesn't look very much right now, but it will look really, really good and look a little bit more like something in just a few minutes. So I'm adhering my last circle, and that looks really good so far. Okay. Now, next, we're moving on to step 2. So you're going to need to locate your blue photo mats and your journaling card. Now, although you can arrange your photo mats either to have horizontal or vertical photos, okay, depending on your photos, for best results of the layout, what you want to do is arrange the photo mats the opposite of the journaling card. So because my journaling card is vertical, I wouldn't put it on the page this way, right? So because I'm going to put it on the page this way, what I want to do is put my photo mats horizontally, okay? But so basically what you want is that when you are picking this up, I know that I said this at the beginning, but if you have horizontal photos that you want to use, then most likely you're picking the brown kit. I believe that these are all vertical if you've got the brown. And if you've got the orange, most likely you've got a horizontal journaling card, one that reads this way so that you could put vertical photos. Still, nothing is going to happen if you're like, oh, I really wanted to use vertical photos. Just go ahead and do it. But just to give a look that's pleasing, most pleasing to the eye, this is just my recommendation. So what we want to do is put, we want to put one photo mat on the right side, scrapbook layout in the upper right placement, okay, somewhere. And we want to put one photo mat on the left side scrapbook layout in the lower. All right, so here's where our photos are going to live, down here. Okay, most likely like this and like this. Okay, and then most likely we're going to put our journaling card, you know, maybe here, maybe here. I think that looks really good like that. Okay. So this is how this is going to be right here. That looks really good. We're not going to adhere anything down yet. Let's just keep it laying still for right now. Okay, we're ready to move on. Remember that all these things are not adhered down yet. I actually think that before we move on to step 3, I think step 3 involves this framed piece, okay, which we need to find. And I think I am going to put this just to stay consistent. I don't want to throw you off too much with the instructions. So again, the choice is up to you, but the way I wrote the instructions, I'll just demonstrate based on the way they're written. So this would be in this upper corner right here, okay, that journaling card, not down here. You could choose it, but that's the way I wrote it. Now this frame piece here, this can either be used to frame a photo or to frame a piece of white cardstock, which is included in the kit. Okay, so you have that choice. It's a really, really nice idea. If you want to frame a photo, for example, look how nice that would look. Look at that. Is that not the cutest thing? And then you'd have a spot for, you know, photos here, and then a third one right here. And the way you would do that to make it fit into the frame is, let's say you're using this this picture here, right? Okay, now you could do this in a couple ways. You could tape this down with like a piece of washi tape when you get it right. You could, what I like to do is just kind of frame it like this, sort of eyeball it the way I want it, lay it on the table, and then take my pen or something, right, and just kind of make a mark on the outside, anything that's hanging off the end. And then what I do is when I cut it, I just cut inside that line I drew, and it should fit fine. And then you can put your adhesive, you know, kind of around the outside edges of your photo, and then lay this down on top the way it fits. Don't try to do it this way. Don't try to put the adhesive on this, because chances are you're going to have adhesive sticking out all over the place, okay? Which I suppose doesn't really matter, but that's just my experience. So you could do that with a photo, or if you didn't have a photo in mind and you wanted to use the cardstock as, you could use this as a place to journal, okay? And then what you do is go like this, and same thing. So you line it up on the cardstock so that it hangs off just a tad here and here, right? And then just draw a pencil line. All right, right that. Then I highly recommend that you trace just real lightly on the inside. All right, just real lightly. Now when you go to cut, Whoopsie. I need my bigger trimmer. Now when you go to cut, okay, you'll just cut just a little bit inside that line. I mean, just a hair, right? Just a hair inside that line that you drew. We'll save that for more. So now you've got this piece that's gonna glue perfectly right there. See, okay, it'll glue. Now, if you're gonna treat it like journaling, now that you've got the outside to fit, see, now you don't even have to mess with this right now. Because if you screw up writing, you've got more white. You can do this again. So write whatever you want to write on here, and then when you get it really, really nice, then you can go ahead and erase the line, okay, all the way around, right? I'll just go ahead and do it. We'll pretend this is that this is the thing, okay? As a matter of fact, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to write journaling. Okay. And then when you would put this on there, then it fits perfectly. Okay. And let me see. We'll use, I think I had, this is not score tape, but it's skinny. It's a little bit skinnier. Okay. And we'll stick this right down. You'll see how easy this is. And, you know, learn from some of these techniques from this kit and use them with your own stash. So maybe in the future when you're scrapbooking, you know, you see a framed piece or something like that. Or maybe you use a die cut machine and then you've got that, like the negative space left over. Well, try this technique. Use it as a journaling frame, you know. All right, let's see. Do I want it like this or like this? Definitely like this. Put it right down. There we go. Okay. That was so super simple. Let's see. Okay. Now, I will say that if you're going to put journaling here, then you might want to use the nice quote that's on your included journaling card instead. You see how nice that would look right there? That would look really, really nice. Good. So we've got some balance. We've got two vertical elements on opposite corners, right? We've got two horizontal elements on opposite corners. We've got a nice balance of decoration. Sometimes you get that way and it feels side heavy, like one side is just heavy, right? And that looks real pleasing. We definitely want to make sure that these touch. Okay, we don't want them floating like that. So let's touch them. But we also have to remember there's going to probably most likely be a photo here. Alrighty. We want to be mindful that we're not going clear up to the edge, because we don't know what kind of photo album you have or scrapbooking album you have. And be mindful of this funny space right here. Okay? If you have space there, look how different that looks. It makes it, for some reason, look a little busier. If you just simply go like that, it takes that away. All right? So just little tricks. So when you're happy with the layout, then you can go ahead and adhere all these pieces to the pages. Oops. Okay, there we go. Okay, very good. That looks real good. Okay. Whoopsie. 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 There we go. All right. Cool. That looks great so far. Doesn't that look nice so far? Okay. We're on to step 4. So let's locate in your little bag that comes in your kit. Let's locate, we've got 2 skinny strips. And each of these strips each measure 4 inches by 3¼ inches, okay? Now we're gonna cut a little triangle notch into one short end of each little strip. So the easiest way to do it, if you aren't sure, if you're a beginner, is what we're doing. This is the scrap paper again, okay? Let me move this out of the way so you can see. What we're doing is, imagine that this is the strip right here, okay? We are going to cut a fishtail like a little triangle, like that. All right, practice if you need to. Practice if you need to on this paper. That's exactly what it's for, so that you don't do it and then be like, oh, I just ruined the only 2 strips I have that look like this, okay? The other thing is, once you get comfortable with making that little notch, you might want to just, the easiest way to do it would probably be just to hold it to, well, no, never mind. I take that back. I was going to say to hold it together, but you might want to decide how you're going to do this first. Fishtail. So what's going to happen is, once we cut the fishtails, we're going to lay them so that one of them lays up here and the other one lays down here. Okay, can you see that in the frame? So the fishtail part is going to be here on this one and here on this one. So what I could do is put them together like this and cut the fishtail this way. And now, when I take them apart, I've got that one up there and that one down there. And the only reason why I put them together was because I really only wanted to make one good cut. And the reason why I was so careful is because see the pattern on there? I wanted that to be a certain way. If you don't care about that, you could just put them together and whatever. Now, you don't have to lay them like this. Maybe you want this one a little bit shorter. Maybe you want this one a little bit shorter. I actually think I want this one a little bit shorter, but this one I think I want full length. Well, do I? Maybe not. I think I might like them a little shorter, as a matter of fact. Okay. It's up to you the size you want completely. Maybe we do want them a little bit longer. Maybe I will keep them a little bit longer. Why not? Why not? Okay. Now, once we get these down onto the page, then we're going to put these aside for now. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah, I think I will just go right ahead and put that down like that. Yeah, that looks really good. Doesn't that look good? Just that little bit. I'll tell you, sometimes when you work with a kit, you learn and you do things that are just not automatic maybe for you. Maybe you've seen them done. I mean, nothing's really new. But just for you to physically do them, you're like, oh. And then all of a sudden, maybe when you're doing your own scrapbooking, aside from the kit, then you try that, you know, yourself. Here's what I'm going to say. Notice how much space you've got here. And maybe try to make that match. Just, I mean, by eyeballing, like you wouldn't want to do it like that, obviously. But just try to be mindful. Don't worry about the doodle border at all. Pretend that's not even there, because we just helped create a background. All right, that looks really nice. That looks really nice. So now we're going to set these two aside. You want to know something that I do sometimes? This one's on the left side, right? Left. Because I will forget, right? Okay, so before you set them aside, you might just want to take a minute and check that out. All right, we're getting ready to move into the cards. So this is step 5. Your kit includes 2 mustard colored pre-cut card bases and 2 pre-cut card panels of this pattern number 1. All right, magically they fit right on top of the front. Okay, and then we need to get into our bag here and find these 3 scalloped circles. And this is pattern paper 2. Now again, I've got the brown fall floral kit. If you got the orange polka dot kit, then these scalloped circles will be orange. Just for the sake of the fact that my mat is brown, I'm going to go like this, just so you can see what I'm working with on the table. So it's not brown circles on a brown table. Okay? Let me get my instructions over here. Now, we're going to adhere these 2 card panels to the front, so we should probably go ahead and do that. Actually, what I think I'll do just for demonstration is just lay them for now to show you. You can adhere as you go. These panels will go here, and then we're going to use scissors or a paper trimmer, and I have this paper trimmer that I've literally had for decades, and I love it. And we're going to cut the 2 largest circles in half. So you can feel free to use your scissors. I'm just going, and don't worry about whether it's so perfect in half, whether it's an exact half. If you are nervous about that, you know, you could certainly just pop yourself, fold it in half and pop a little crease right there so you know where the halfway is. Okay, no big deal. Okay, so in half and in half, and the next largest circle we're going to cut in half as well. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make sure that all 3 of these circles are cut in half. Okay, there we go. All right, now, and then we're going to arrange these so that they're coming off of the 2 of them are going to come. Let's put the biggest one on the left side of each card with the scallop going this way. Okay. Then we're going to take a medium and a small and turn them the other way. And you can decide, maybe you want it like this. Maybe you want it more like this, okay? And then the small one up here in the corner. Question you may be asking is in regard to the panel. You might be wondering, when you go to adhere this down, do you keep it inside the red, or do you go clear up against the mustard edge? That is totally up to you. I personally like to go up against the clear edge, sometimes even a little over the edge, and then trim off the excess, which is fine too, okay? The reason I like to do that, it's just me, is because to me, it looks a little bit more organic. It looks a little bit more natural to have something, if it's flush against the edge, it would never leave itself a border. And again, that's just me, but you might like a little bit more of a clean and polished border. So when you're happy with your arrangement, we're going to adhere this down just like this. All right, we are ready for step 6. And now if you own stamping ink or distress ink or any kind of ink and you plan to ink the leaves, now is going to be the time to ink them. Now, if you don't, then you could just skip right through this step if you like. But I am going to show you the technique of how to do this. And so we're going to get the leaves out of here. Be very careful. We're also going to, while we're fishing in the bag, we're going to get the pieces, these Celebrate stickers out of here, okay? Because we're going to need them in a second. And listen, I saved, see these stems, they broke off in the bag? That's why I saved these for me, for the demo. But listen, please be very careful with the leaves. They're very, I mean, it's just paper after all, and sometimes some of these leaves the stems are just fragile. Now, if this happens to you, if yours comes with the stems broken, certainly you could use a little bit of liquid glue and glue it back on. But just be mindful that they're pretty fragile, okay? Also, just real quick, before we go any further, you might just want to, if you didn't already, check and make sure that you've got your card going the way you want. I mean, now would be the time to fix it, because from here on out, the card is going to be really, I mean, we probably should have done that maybe before we glued these down, but there's still time for you right now to fix that if you needed to, okay? So make sure you've got your card opening up the right way that you want it to. All right, so for inking the leaves, for best results, we're going to use 2 or 3 different ink colors, and we're going to leave 2 of these leaves uninked, okay? I'm going to choose one that looks like a teardrop, and I'm going to choose the other one that maybe looks like this, and some good ones with good stems, and I'm just going to leave them uninked, okay? And put them off to the side. The rest of these, I think I'm going to go to town. So I have an acrylic block that I like to use. I could use the whole surface of my craft table just because it's a craft surface. If you don't have that, you could actually, if you don't have any of these things, you're just starting out, you could actually use the plastic bag that your supplies come in, because your ink will just slide right off of here, and this will be a good surface. Just maybe make sure that it's sealed shut, or empty out the contents of the bag before you use it. So for demonstration purposes, I'll even use this. I like to use an acrylic block, but just for demo, I'll use the bag because I know everybody's got a bag. I'm going to use the smushing technique, and I've got 3 colors of basic distress ink. Spice Marmalade. I take the ink pad and I just push it right onto the plastic envelope like that. I've got Barn Door, and again, 2 would probably do it. I'm going to use 3 just because I have 3, and you just push it right down. Okay, just smush it right in there. And then you can take a spray bottle, and we're going to just, I mean, we're not going to pour it on there, just real light, okay? Just a few spritzes like that. And then we're going to dip. Take the leaf. You could see you could choose whatever side you want. And we're just going to dip it quick. See? Isn't that nice? You could do more. You could do less. Okay? You could do, it's, you know, just kind of however you like to make it look like a good, nice fall leaf there. Once you kind of see how it's going to go, then you can kind of maybe drag it around a little bit. Doesn't that look good? Okay? Yep, that looks real good. All right, so we'll just spend some time with that. And we can re-ink that as we want. Or if you have other colors, brown would look real nice. Or if you have a couple different colors of green, you know, that might look real nice. It doesn't matter if they go with the page or not, because we're trying to make it look like fall leaves, right? Okay. This is the fun part, I think, because you can just play with it, and it doesn't have to be every bit covered, and they don't all have to look the same, because fall leaves don't look the same. As a matter of fact, I think this one I might just try to make a little bit more of a muddy. When you mix red and green, you get kind of a muddy brown. Okay, so I'll kind of do that, I think. Yeah, that one looks good. Okay. And I'll just keep doing, as a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do here is get it really wet and start to just use up my leftover ink. That looks good. Create a little bit of a puddle there. Oh yeah, real good. Super. Oops. Yep. This one's going to be a light one, right? Okay. Maybe I'll see if I can get some more green. Or just add more green to it, right? I have the whole ink pad like that. And you could do that with any of them. Boy, I like the way that looks. Just drag that a little bit across the ink pad. Okay. Just every now and then. Now be careful, because some, you know, be gentle, because once they get saturated, then they get a little flimsier, as if they weren't already flimsy, right? This one could use some. Right there. Good. Okay. Super. That looks good. And see, now I have, do I have a baby wipe for cleanup? I think I do. Now if I want to use this bag again, I could. Why is it inking on the other side like that? Did it get some? I don't think it could have gotten some on the other side. Huh. Oh, I know why. Because I had it sealed shut. It just got some on the ends, right like this. Oh, I wondered what was happening here. Yeah, see, good as new. And now I've got a little surface that I can play with. Good. Now, while those are drying, okay, we've got those, and we've got the two that we didn't, oh, you know what? There's the rest of my ink from before. Okay. There we go. So these are going to just dry for a second. And while those are drying, I'm going to take these Celebrate stickers here. And in your kit, you've got, I just included all the leaf cutout sheets, right? And what I really want to do first here is dry this off, because this is awfully wet. Just right there. I just want to stick these somewhere on this, on one of these. It doesn't really even matter where. But I want them to have, I don't want them to have a sticky backing, because I want them to be raised up. I want this part to stick off of the panel, this fishtail. And the only way to do that is to put it on something else. So I'm just going to stick it anywhere here on that, and stick this one anywhere here on this, leaving just a little bit of a lip. And then I'm going to cut them out. And now I will have just a little bit of a stronger piece. Let's see here. Carefully. Okay, very good. And I can go in with scissors and cut the rest out, just like this. Okay, let's see if I can get this piece to go perfect. Wouldn't that be nice? Almost. Almost. Sometimes my paper trimmer just doesn't, it just likes to cut on an angle sometimes. Isn't that funny? I know you kind of have to push against one side. But, and the fishtail right there. There. See, now I can pop that up and it won't be sticky on the back. That's what we'll use some of our foam for. Okay, that's included in your kit. And we'll just fishtail this like that. I keep trying to use that, and it'd probably just be smarter for me to just use my scissors, huh? There we go, and quicker too. I could just lean my scissors right up against the edge. Good. If you miss any, like if there's a tiny smidge of yellow, don't worry about that because it'll just blend right in. All right. Excellent. Okay, we're ready for step 7. And we're going to take the blue shape die cut pieces from the bag and the ribbon. And we're going to just be working on the blue shape pieces for now. We've got to let these leaves dry just a little bit more before we can put them on our cards or layouts, and they'll be fine, but let's just spend some time working here. Okay, so I'll put those out nice. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tie a piece of ribbon like a belt around each of the blue die cut shapes so that the ends of the tie are on the left. We have plenty of ribbon here, and plenty of ribbon here. So nothing fancy. How much am I going to need? Probably like that, at least. So I'll just snip some here. And then, now why didn't I just do it in half? Because if I work my resources right, I'll probably have some left over to use maybe on my scrapbook layout if I want to. So just tie it around the piece. Nothing, no special technique, you know, nothing like that. Just remember that it is paper, so what you don't want to do is have it curl up like that. Okay, lay it flat on the table. While you're holding it, take your finger. I use my middle finger or my ring finger. Hold it in place until I can get, I'm right-handed, so I assume you would do it that way. And just tie it. Literally just tie it. Okay? Nothing special, nothing. How do you like my English there? Okay. And then I will trim the edges. Like that. And toss that extra, and that looks really good. All right, and it will kind of do its own thing, which is fine too. Next, we'll do the other one. On the left, just make the first tie. Use my middle finger. Just so I can get my ring finger. That's just what I do, honestly. Get my ring finger. See how my ring finger is holding that in place? I could let go with both hands and that ring finger would hold it right in place. Tie it nice and tight without letting it bow up like that. Maybe you have a nice technique that you use. That's great. Go ahead and use what you do. Okay. Now we've got these. Okay, let me show you against the white. Right? Like that. That's a little thing that doesn't look good. All jagged like that. Where's my other scissors? How about if I use my other scissors? Try to do that in one swipe. Yeah, there we go. How's the other one look? The other ones look okay. This is, you know, of all the things I'm not picky about, this is actually something I am picky about because I see it. There we go. Okay, we've got that on the left. And now what we're going to do is we're going to locate the 2 leaves that we have without ink. Now, if you forgot and you inked all your leaves, it's literally no big deal. No problem at all, okay? Just use 2 leaves. Now, we're going to choose 2 leaves, and we're going to lay one on each blue die cut shape just under the tie of the ribbon. The leaf is going to hang off of the, most likely off of the blue. All right, that's kind of what we're going for, is this, whoops, oh goodness. There we go. That's sort of the look we're going for right there. Okay. Now okay, so we're gonna do the same for both of these. Then we're gonna lay one Celebrate sentiment on the upper right portion of the blue die cut, just under the leaf. Now see how if you put it under the leaf, there's only so many ways you can do it before you cover up the C in Celebrate. We don't really want to do that. Okay, that'll be perfect. Again, we're just laying it down for now. This is about how it's going to go. See how it hangs off? Now, if it was still a sticker, you'd have that sticky part hanging off underneath. But now that we covered it in paper, we don't. The sentiment is going to hang off the top right edge. That's fine. That's what we're looking for. When we're satisfied with the look, we're going to adhere the leaf and the Celebrate down where it goes. For this step, am going to use a liquid glue. You can use a liquid glue, any liquid glue of your choice, but you are going to find that liquid glue works a lot better for this step than trying to do double-sided tape. Also, although I actually think maybe double-sided tape would go, well, no, I don't think so. I was going to use it for this, but then I thought, no, I don't think so. I think I am just going to use the liquid glue here. Okay, and I'm just going to smear it around a little bit because I got that part hanging off. Ooh, and I got some on that foil there. All right, I'm going to do this first. Just like so. Uh-oh. Okay. All right, see how that is? Uh-oh. Ah! There goes my leaf. Look at it. Ah! It's just hanging on by a thread. Let's glue it quick before it leaves me. Oh my gosh, what a bad joke. Did you hear what I said? I said before it leaves me. I'm so sorry. That was not planned. That was not planned. Okay, let's do what we can do here. There we go. Just like that. Oh my gosh, what a bad joke. So terrible. My apologies. See that right there? That'll just dry. No big deal. Okay. That looks really good. You don't need to overdo it with the glue either, folks. You know, I use this example a lot, but think of, you know, your kids' school projects with Elmer's glue and macaroni stuck to a paper plate. How many years did that actually stick? It might be decades, and maybe you lost a lot of macaroni, but maybe there's some still stuck there. The point of that story being, basic glue holds a long time, so you don't need to go all crazy with it. All right, we'll do the other one also. Isn't this fun? Okay, and just like so. I like that it says Celebrate, because this could be a fall, well, obviously just a fall card, but you could also get away with it being a birthday card, an anniversary card, basically any kind of card that fulfills a card need that you have in the fall. I like that, the Celebrate sentiment on. I bet I had some glue up here. Okay. Good. Very nice. Remember, I was just using that white just so you could see it just a little better on the table. Okay. This ribbon, like I said, don't Don't worry about this ribbon. It really doesn't matter. You can trim it later. Trim it later. Just let it do its thing for now. Okay? It'll just let it do its thing for now. Okay? Very, very nice. We are ready for step 8. Now we're going to, these leaves are probably not all the way dry at this point. If you're working on this in real time, I guarantee they're not all the way dry because I'm doing this video in real time. And these are still a little damp. It's fine. We're going to be still working with the liquid glue, so it'll be okay. We're going to locate 4 leaf shapes, and we're going to lay 2 leaves on each card so that the tip of one leaf points toward the top left of the card, and the tip of the other leaf points toward the bottom left. So let's decide what we're doing here. Let's get one of these, and let's get one of these, and let's get one of these. Let's get one of these. All right, top left, bottom left. Alrighty, and we're going to adhere the leaves, and it's really recommended you like rest a book or something on top of these while these dry. That seriously is my recommendation. We're going to set them aside, and I'm just going to show you. I know you know how to glue stuff down, but if you have acrylic blocks or something in your art area that is just has some weight to it, even your phone would do just fine. Just lay it down. You can go ahead and let the very tips, if you want, of the leaves come off. All right. And just a little. Notice I'm not smushing this like I did with the Celebrate. Remember how I smushed the glue with my finger? I'm afraid to over touch these leaves, so I'm not really doing that. But you can, like I said, acrylic block over top will be just fine. Your phone will be just fine, something like that, and off to the side. So let's get these kind of in place here. Hope you are enjoying the kit and the creation, especially if you're the kind of person who is a scrapbooker who never makes cards, or vice versa, you are a card maker who never makes pages. This is a wonderful opportunity to get to know the craft that you aren't as familiar with. All right. Now next, we've got these final 3 inked leaves, and we're going to use them on the scrapbook layouts. So let me make some room for myself. Bring the scrapbook layouts back. Okay. There we go. Now, glad I did that. Glad I did that. Now let's put on, let's see. We're going to put them in the center portion of the page. We are going to, let's see, how do we want to do this? Well, we definitely don't want 2 of the same kind of leaf by each other. Okay, so let's put 2 maybe over here like that, and 1 right here. How about that? Okay, maybe we can do this one upside down. I kind of like that better. Yeah, that looks really good. Now I am going to say this. This is super important. Now, again, the choice is completely up to you where you would like to place these leaves. If you don't like them like this, put them wherever you want. However, it's very highly recommended and suggested that you do not float the leaves randomly in the white space. It tends to look busy. It tends to look either like, that's when people start saying, should I put the leaves or shouldn't I? You should put them, but the white space needs to be there. So it's my recommendation, my strong recommendation to, you don't need to put them in the center if you don't like them in the center. Maybe you like them here, but you know, maybe you like this one here. Okay, whatever, maybe you like it here. But really and truly, don't float it in the white space. It just doesn't look as good. Again, my opinion, but yeah. We also have to be mindful that if we're going to put a photo here, let me get this other photo. Sorry. Imagine that you're going to put a photo, obviously it's a horizontal photo, right? But remember that if you're going to put it here, you don't want to glue something down where you have to put the photo on top of it. Okay, you might want to glue it down in such a way that you could still fit the photo underneath. Do you see the difference? If that, obviously this is the photo mat, so you're not going to have that trouble. If this is your photo mat, the photo would already be under the frame, so no big deal. But this is really the one you've got to be careful of. So let's get this down here. All right, being careful using our glue. And again, take my recommendations for leaf placement with a grain of salt. I'm definitely not saying that you don't have freedom to do. You can do, this is your kit, you bought it, so you can put your leaves wherever you want. I just think you'll be happier with a cluster or with them touching something else. I think that that will just make you happier with your end result. That's all. See how I'm not gluing right there because I want those to stay open. And because they're staying open, they will dry a little bit off the page and I can still fit my picture underneath. Now, isn't this perfect? Because as the ink dries, the glue also will dry all the way. Whoa. Okay. I think I kind of like it like this. Whoopsie. And then look what I did over here. Glued it all the way down after I just said not to. Well, you know what? Let's do it like this, where it'll go over top of this one and I say under top. We already stuck that down, so that's fine. It'll just go like that. Yeah, I'm not going to wrestle with that like that. That looks really good. I like it. What a nice layout. What a nice layout. Great. We're ready to start step 9. So what we're going to need is the piece of red foam that's located in the little bag that's included with your kit. Now we're going to need to trim this in half with scissors. And we're going to place one piece of foam on the back of each blue die cut shape. And you can see that it's about, really just half will do it. So we could just eyeball this, cut it in half. Okay, we've got half here and half here. Now we just simply stick it. Okay, this is going to actually keep the ribbon in place and provide adhesive for this blue piece. Okay, easy. Easy, easy, easy. Now, let's see. This is going to go right here. And this one's going to go right here. See? It looks like we did so much. Doesn't it look like something that like we really, really, really did so much work? And it really wasn't that much work. Okay, now before I stick this down, it's going to be a lot easier to trim ribbon before I stick it down. So now, see how I could see how the ribbon's just doing its thing? I'm not going to try to change it, but I am going to trim it maybe a little bit. Okay, because now I can see how it's going to go. So let me just trim this guy just a little bit more here. See, if I would have done this too soon, I'd be upset with myself. There. See, now that's a little bit better. And again, this is a little bit much for me. So I'm going to just trim him down just a bit. I'm not trying to change the way he's laying, but I am going to change the length. Now see, that looks a lot better. Okay, and now that I'm happy with that, now I can stick this down. I do want to be mindful that if this notch goes too far off the card, I won't be able to close the envelope. Okay. There we go. Okay. Also, if by chance you kind of put this celebrate thing on just a bit crooked, when you're putting down your blue thing, line it up so that the celebrate is straight. Maybe you have to angle the blue thing and make it the blue thing a little bit crooked. You're not gonna notice if the blue thing is crooked, but you are gonna notice if the celebrate word is crooked. So do the best you can to make that celebrate word straight. Now I included in your kit some sequins. I'm going to throw these little stems away here. Okay. And the sequins, we're just going to adhere with some wet glue. If you have honestly, if you have something else in your stash that you think you'd rather use, maybe you have some, let me show you an example here. Maybe you have some what are these? Some enamel accents. Maybe you have some Nuvo drops. Maybe you have some stickles. You know, feel free to use something you have in your stash. I wanted to include something as if you were just starting out and didn't have a lot of supplies. So they're going to go kind of like this. Just, we want to do an odd number. 3 is great. You know, something like that, maybe. Maybe you want to do something like that. Okay. Maybe you want to do something like that. I kind of like the way that looks. I kind of like the way that looks, actually. Yeah. Okay. So using that as my guide, I'll try it on one. And then I'm just going to put a little dot of glue there, and a little dot of glue there, and a little dot of glue there. I have like a little jewel picker that picks these up. Not everybody does. And honestly, sometimes my fingers are a little bit quicker. So just set it right down like that. Okay. Maybe use the tip of my scissors to just give it a little press. And there we go, right? Now I'll use that card as the guide for this one. And here, and here. Easy peasy, folks, easy peasy. and you've got a few sequins, most likely you've got a few sequins left over, we can put those on the scrapbook page. Okay. Don't go skimpy on the glue on this one because your sequins might fall off. So, all right, great. We're going to leave these. Your cards are done. Hey, your cards are done. You really should let these fully dry for about a day before you start to put it in an envelope and send it off to somebody, honestly. So yeah, we're going to set these off to the side. Also, you could add some white paint if you wanted to the outside edges, just the same way we inked the edges of our scrapbook layout. But yeah, that looks really good the way it is. Uh-oh, see, look what I did just that quick. Did you see that? I was just talking that quick. And there went my sequin. Sometimes I just can't believe myself. There we go. Sure, I'm making a mess. Let me just start over with this sequin. This is exactly why I included a few sequins. Now, where was I? Let's try that. Let's try different sequin and let me be a little bit more patient. How about that? There we go. Okay. Much better. Gently I move them. Okay, gently I move them. And let's get to the scrapbook page. We've got some finishing touch suggestions. All right, taking a look at the scrapbook page now. We're about to finish this up. And included with your kit is a sheet of craft cardstock, okay? You can consider using this to create a title for your layout. Now, you can place the title anywhere you like, but you're probably going to see an obvious place for you where a title would be perfect. For me, that place is right here. For you, you might see it as being right here. Some people might see, you might consider doing a title that goes this way, like reading sideways on the page. Okay, maybe this is the area that you see that's obvious to you. If you're a scrapbooker, there's going to be an obvious place as a title for your page. If you've never made a scrapbook page before, you might be wondering, a title for what? What do you mean title? Well, generally, when you're scrapbooking, there's some sort of like a bold title, just like a 1 or 2 word, or maybe it's a phrase. This could be considered the title, but this is more of like a nice decorative quote. A title like maybe fall or give thanks, or depending on what the pictures are in your page, you know, maybe you want to put your child's name if you have pictures of your child, or, you know, pictures of your pet. Maybe you want to put your pet's name, or love the leaves and pictures of kids in the leaves, whatever. Fun at the park. I don't know, just something that brings to life the pictures that you're showcasing. Okay, something that will catch the eye and make you know what to look at first in the pictures. So that's what you can use this page for. I have no instructions that go with this, but I am going to give you some ideas. Now, if you have a electric cutting machine like a Cricut, a Cuttlebug, a Brother, a Gemini, or some other brand, you can use this sheet of cardstock to cut letters for your title. If you own a die cutting machine, like a hand crank die cutting machine, you may own a word die that would be perfect. Really, a lot of die cut sets have like word dies that would be absolutely perfect for this page. Maybe you own stamps, so consider stamping a word stamp on the white piece. Ooh, I must have got some ink there. And then you can cut that out and put it on this piece and have a nice title. Okay, so you've got some white and some craft that you can use as quote unquote scrap or stamping paper. Okay, maybe you want to maybe you don't have any of these tools or any of these machines at all, but you have a few punches. Now, what you could do, let me show you something, a nice trick. This is really easy, and especially if you're just starting out, most likely you've at least got a punch or a way to cut like a square. So what did I just do with my punch? I've had this. This was one of the first tools I bought back in the late 90s. Right, I know. So what I'll do here is I'm just going to show you an idea for a very, very simple title. Maybe you even have some letter stickers in your stash. You know, some scrapbooking paper actually comes with like cut aparts or words paper that you could use. And like mount it right on this, or even mount it on the white and then cut that out, you know? So this has a small and a large. Certainly that would be fine. Okay, let's see how this is going to look here. Oh my, this is going to be kind of big. Maybe I'll put this here. Oh my. All right, maybe we'll go down here. Let's see. This might be a better place. I didn't realize how big these squares were going to be. Is that how we're going to do this? I wanted them to be smaller. And I really wanted it to be up here. Okay, we could probably, I just wanted it to be smaller. Okay. Well, okay, I don't want it to look like that. I want it to be smaller, so I'm gonna use the smaller one. It's my page. I can do it how I want, and it's your page. You can do it how you want. You'll see what a difference it makes in just a second. This is from Creative Memories. I am not a demonstrator and never was. I just really like some of their stuff. So if you know a Creative Memories person, get in contact with them. And I'm sure that they have some high quality punches or things. Yeah, see the difference? See? That's why I wanted it smaller. Let's spell the word fall. Okay. We'll do that just like this. Ooh, I wonder if I have white ones. I wonder if I have white letter stickers. If I do, that would be cool. Okay. Oops, 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 oops. Why don't I just look what I'm doing instead of trying to rush? There we go. I think these letter stickers are also Creative Memories. I'm almost positive. Yep. This is not, I mean, again, I'm just giving you some examples. I think on my other one with the orange instead of the brown, I used my Cricut and just cut out the word title so that you'd be able to see just what different thing you could do with that craft cardstock that's included in your kit. Okay, no pressure. Yeah, just use what you have there. There. I mean, so simple, right? Look. I could even put it down here and be fine, but I don't really want to, how would it look down here? Right? Looks really good. Oh, I like it down there even better. You know why? Because of this. Because I've got writing up here, and I like the way that's going to look here. Yeah. Well, that looks really good. All right, let's stick that down. So again, just a few options there. You can use a few of the leftover sequins to glue. We'll do that in a second. Let me glue this down here. Adhere this down. I can find where my tape starts. Okay. Yeah, this is real nice. Most, I'm gonna say that I always say if you're just starting out, but I'm trying to be mindful of people that have everything and people who have nothing. So yeah. Now, here's a trick, right? We want the word fall, we want it right here. If we want to have it centered in a certain way, why don't we put down the middle two letters first? And then work around that. Just because we start reading it with the first letter doesn't mean we have to stick it with the first letter. I know I want this letter right here. That's the one. Now we're all going to line that up with that guy. As a matter of fact, where's my ruler? Let me put the ruler right against that letter L. And now I can line up this guy with it. See? And no one will ever know. There. Easy, 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 easy. Just another way to use if you've got a bunch of letter stickers. Like I said, if you're just starting out and aren't sure what to buy, a lot of people start out with like letter stickers and a shape punch. It's a good way to start and just get you used to the craft. So that looks great. Wonderful. We can put some sequins down. Where am I going to want some sequins? Probably I want an odd number. I want one right here. I say right here and then I don't know where I want it. I want one right here. And I want my eye to go this way. So I'm going to put one right here and then one down here. Whoa, maybe not. How about one right here? Where? There. How about that? Let's see how that looks. And it's just glue. So if I don't like it, guess what I can do? Pick it right up and wipe it off. Okay. Uh-oh. Where'd he go? Oh, there. All right. Now, you might not see that well. You might not see them right away. Sometimes it's nice to have some just hidden things, right? Just some hidden things that as you're looking at it, you're like, oh, look how nice that looks, right? Something that catches the eye. I've got this piece of ribbon left over. If I wanted to, I could make a, let's see if I can do a little double, like a little bow or something here. You know, if I really wanted to. I don't know if I left myself a long enough piece. Oh yeah, maybe I did. Yeah, maybe I did. Yeah. Right? Just like a little bow. If I wanted to. How does that work? I didn't cut that very good. Okay. I didn't cut that very good. There we go. We'll make it even. I could go like this. I could go like this. I could go like this. Right there. I feel like it's right over the stem that wants to happen. But I don't know if I like that. I mean, I don't know if I want a big bulky thing. I could put it right there. That's probably my favorite, actually. To stick that right there. But honestly and truly, I don't know that I want it on the layout. I actually think the layout is fine just the way it is. Yeah. Excellent. So here's our 2 cards, right? And our 2 pages. Well, congratulations. You completed 2 cards and 2 scrapbook layouts with this kit. Now, all the remaining scraps in the kit can be recycled or reused with your other paper and cardboard recyclables, or you can keep them and use them on other projects. I'm sure you've got a lot of things left over. You've got some leaf cutout paper. You've got the 2 envelopes definitely that come with your or for your cards. You've got maybe the rest of your scraps, you know, that you were using. But yeah, definitely keep them for other projects. And thank you for participating. This was really fun. I had a really great time. What a beautiful fall set of cards and scrapbook layouts. Definitely thank you for subscribing to the Sandpaper Road YouTube channel for free tutorials. And you can follow the Sandpaper Road blog for step-by-step project guides, maybe ones that don't come with kits, but just to give you ideas on how to use your own stash to make projects. And please follow Sandpaper Road on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. Just as a note, project kits are always in limited quantities, so stay connected every way you can to Sandpaper Road so you never get the sold out message for a kit that you really want. And as always, thank you so much for your support, and we will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.